Wild thing, you make my heart sing. Welcome to the fly tying tutorial for the Wild Thing in 2-aught neon pearl hybrid style dressing on this one. Here's our recipe lineup. Start with a tail feather spine cut to 1 3/8 inch long total length and a quick dubbing ball, which we're going to roll wrap stacked marabou and get that at 360 degrees around the hook and wrap it back so that it flares off of your dubbing ball. We're going to use Chocolate's Filler Flash for our core. And I'm going to do a little pre-trim at the beginning, and then I'm going to wrap about 2/3 of the way up the tail feather spine, palmering. Tie it off, do a little prelim trim, and we'll lock our tab down on our tail feather spine. We're going to attach our translucy brush and wrap that forward, palmering, cut it off, tie it off. Once you've trimmed your translucy, build a little thread base there and coat that in red ice dub, tie off and super glue your ice dub, causing it to weld together and become bulletproof. We're going to trim our taper into our tail here, and we like our tail to pinch down, our body to pinch down in front of our tail, creating a nice anatomical look of the body going into tail transition. Try to get as many of those chocolate filler flash fibers out of the marabou so they don't get kind of intertwined and prevent the marabou from moving and flickering like a baitfish tail. Pop that out, and we're going to stage up our joint system. Throw your TP650 in the vise and start with a little thread bump at the start of the bend of the hook. And we're going to tie our joint system in single bead here. We want a nice little loop behind the bead in the beginning of the eye of the tail. And we're going to throw a little dubbing ball down and wrap our schlop in almost on top of itself, flaring around the dubbing ball. Trim, clear all that out. And we're going to roll wrap another chunk of tip stacked marabou. And we're going to try to get that 360 degrees around your fly. And if you need to supplement with another little clump, go for it. Again, our core on this is going to be Chocolate's Filler Flash, which we're going to attach right on the top. And as we go forward, we are going to tie our rubber legs in first. Where you tie your rubber legs in is critical. I'm looking for an eye width behind the kink on the TP650. And we're going to X-wrap those on the top there. I've got 2 sets of 4, one blue silver, one chartreuse, white and chartreuse, and we're going to palmer our filler flash forward, retrace your X-wrap steps over the rubber legs, tie that off, and adjust your hook in the vise so that the joint is flat. Palmer your translucy forward, trim up, and make sure you give yourself plenty of room here. You see I'm trimming out a lot of the fibers before I attach my marabou tip feather, so no longer cord, just the tip of a marabou feather right on the top. And before we tie in our foam head, I'm going to build a nice base of ice dub and widen the diameter of the platform we're going to tie the foam in on so it sits a little bit better. We're looking for a triangle, except we're going to have a flat edge on the foam forward. And we're going to, as we attach this, you just got to turbo wrap and get as much of that foam as you can. It's going to take a lot of wraps. It's going to look a little messy at first. And that's going to be secured on there really well. Evazote foam is very durable and preferable for this. It lasts a long time. And I'm going to throw a little ice dub down and coat this nose. I like to do this for durability. I don't always do it. Just a little drop of super glue there, and trim your thread. Lightly coat the back of the foam triangle with super glue and hold it down. The TP650 with that 26-degree bend gives us the perfect diver angle. And then I'm going to add my graphics here before I UV resin the nose. And I'm just going to do a 360-degree coating around that nose and get it so it holds up a really long time. And I'm going to blast that. You can see I've added some colors and some Sharpie to the marabou, and looks really good under the UV. Now for the final part, we are splitting our rubber legs up and doing our final trim, and our Wild Thing is looking like it's ready for action. This is a super versatile fly. You can throw it on any type of line, but we mostly throw it on sinking tips such as the Predator Float Hover Intermediate or the Sink 5.7. This is an absolute weapon. All these materials are available on dirtywaterflycode.com. Select fly tying and find the buy fly pattern drop down part of our menu and select Wild Thing. Thank you so much for tuning in, and reach out anytime.